What is going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Knowledge. I'm going to be showing you guys today how to get to 10K a month without signing services. This is one of the things that a lot of notaries are struggling on doing, so I want to show you that. And after about 10 years in the notary business, making multiple seven figures in days where I've made 10,000 plus a day in revenue in the business, I can say that I'm more than qualified to show you guys all the stuff that you need to know. So with that being said, if you want to see the numbers yourself and you're like one of those people that's like, oh, let me see the numbers, Knowledge. Let me see it by myself. Go ahead and click the link in the bio down below. It is a free training. There I'm going to show you how I broke down my seven-figure notary business, show you how it works, and I'm going to pull up the numbers. But anyways, with that being said, let's jump straight into the video. I'm going to show you guys how you can get to those 10K months without signing service. First up, and one of the things I don't like to say much because people start to think that it's like a hocus pocus woo type of thing, is you need to understand that you can get here. If it's one of those things, like if making 10K a month in your notary business is one of those things where it's like, oh gosh, this is such a big deal, then you're not going to get there. You know what I'm saying? You have to think of it like, oh yeah, I know I can get there. Have that confidence even before you know that it is possible. I'll start off by saying that. But anyways, number one, they build direct client demand, right? So what does that 10K notary look like? They build direct client demand. What do I mean by that? You're not relying on signing services, right? In the beginning days, and this is something that you're going to hear a lot, especially on TikTok and a lot of these platforms, everybody's like, oh yeah, you want to become a notary? Just sign up for all of these places. Don't get me wrong, it is good to do because it's additional income. But where a lot of notaries mess up is that they just rely on that. You're just relying on them to send you business. Like, oh yeah, if they don't send me business, then my notary business doesn't run. And you can't move like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to actually be able to market for yourself and have some sort of method or way to have client acquisition for yourself. So you need to build client demand for yourself. If you look at one of my other videos called I think it's called the Notary Hybrid System, you click on that, I show you guys all the different ways that you can bring in business for yourself. It's completely free. Just go watch it. You have the guerrilla marketing tactics. You have the personal local outreach tactics. You have the SEO tactics. You have the paid tactics. All of these ways are different ways to bring it in yourself. And by I say bringing it in clients yourself without having to rely on them. You don't want to rely on them to bring in your business, because if a signing service one day just says, hey, I don't want to work with you anymore, then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? If they say, I don't want to work with Knowledge anymore because he's too handsome, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that happens. You feel me? Sometimes it happens in my dreams. Anyways, moving on. They target people with urgency. You want to target people with urgency. And the reason you want to do this is it's just twofold, right? Urgency. I'm going to just keep it 100 with you. You could pay more. If somebody's in a rush, you can pay more to go ahead and give them the service that they need. Some people are like, I don't care how much it costs. I'll give you an extra 100. Can you come here within the next 2 hours? And if you can do that, you're good. So if you're targeting these people that need that service like this, bomb, 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 you're good to go. You're good to go, because those people are the ones that oftentimes value their time more than their money. If you're coming from a place or a background where it's like you didn't make that much money, you're thinking like, oh, I'll take the money. I don't care how much time I have to give. But as you start to do more business and you're in the world and you're starting to make money and you're, getting into this little capitalist lifestyle of being a business owner, you start to realize a lot of people that actually make money value their time more. They value their time more than money. That's why they're willing to pay for convenience. And if you can provide that convenience, you're giving up some of your time to give them convenience, and they're giving you their money in exchange. So if you target these people that don't have the time to do things, or they are in an urgent rush, you're able to charge more and you're getting back more money for your time. Those are going to be the things that you do that's going to get you to that 10K faster. Because rather than having a regular client where you have to charge, I'm just throwing random numbers, $50, your urgent client may say, hey, I'll give you 100, 150. Can you come in 2 hours? And then when you're getting more clients like that, of course, it's going to be easier to reach 10K faster. Just think about it. Commonsensically, which that's not a word, but I just made it up right here. You're going to be able to reach that faster because now you need less clients in order to hit that number. But a lot of people are like, oh, I need 10,000 clients. That means I need 5 billion clients at $1 in order to get there. You're not going to get there like that. You're going to burn yourself out before you get to there. So target people with some urgency. So that could be like same day, that could be after hours. Usually people that have urgency are like your hospitals, your jails, your estate places, and people that have travel related documents because they need that stuff ASAP, 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 ASAP. They need it now. So target those. What you need to do also is raise your minimum fee. So what I mean by raising your minimum fee is like if you look at your price list, a price list of all the prices and all the things that you have that you're selling, all your services, whatever your cheapest service is, raise the price. One of my mentors way back when told me like, hey, you're not charging enough. You're never charging enough, to be honest with you. If you can't find people that want your price, then you're looking in the wrong spot because somebody has the money and they're willing to pay you that. But I will say is as a new notary or somebody starting off in the industry, the reason I say raise your fee is because chances are you're charging too low already. I don't know how much you're charging, but I know it's not enough. So go ahead and raise it. And if you're somebody that's like, oh man, that's so much money, it's okay. Just do one of the things that I call a $5 method. Just raise it up little by little. And if people keep buying, raise it up little by little. And then you'll hit a barrier like, okay, I'm not getting that many clients, but you're going to be a lot higher than you were before when you first started. When you were charging them $5, now you out here charging 50. Or you're out here charging 100. You're out here charging 75. You're paying you're charging a lot more than you were in the past. So raise whatever your lowest price is, and that's going to raise your bottom line, which is naturally going to get you more clients. And then when you raise that successfully, you're going to be able to realize like, oh, I could charge more than I thought I could charge. And then that's where your world opens up and you become a capitalist. Just kidding. Anyways, moving on. You're going to stack your appointments by area. If you're still going out and doing all these jobs yourself, you're going to stack your appointments by area. So you want to get jiggy with it is what me and my friends used to say. You want to get jiggy with it. If you have all your appointments already on the calendar and you know what you're going to be doing, look at the appointments that are in the same area and tackle those first. Try to see if you can work with the times and knock out everybody that's in the same neighborhood or in the same county. If they're all in the same county and you have other jobs that are in different counties, see if you can get similar times so you can just bounce around, boom, 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 knock out those 5 clients, move on to the next county. But if you're not strategically looking at this, you're going to be from here to, you're going to be from there to back to there to back, and then you're going to burn yourself out. You're burning out gas, and you're making the process of being a notary just a lot more stressful than it has to be. And this is going back to one of those old phrases that you hear, those tried and true things where it's like, work smarter, not harder. Yeah, you're going to work hard, which we know you're going to do that. But this is you working smarter now. Like, you want to drive less, you want to have more signings, and you want to have more better hourly profit. That's what you're aiming for. Within this 1 hour, how many houses was I able to hit? How much money did I make? When I do the math on how much I was driving and the signings that I did for the day, I worked for 8 hours and I made this much of money. So when I divide that by the amount of hours that I worked, that's what's my hourly rate. That's how you have to do it as an entrepreneur in anything you do at any level. Even where I am now, I still calculate it like, all right, I did this, boom, boom, boom. All right, that was my hourly rate. That's how much I made an hour. But you have to do that in order to see where you are, right? That's how you see what your hourly rate is, and that's how you can start getting away from your job as well. So anyways, one of the biggest things I say is you want to focus on your repeat buyers. So this is one of those things where it's like you're going to either have to document the type of customers that you're getting and write that down so that you can see if you can find a pattern. And you want to make sure that you're giving these people exceptional service. So when you go to a place that you love, you have to kind of keep track of like, all right, why do I like this place, right? Why do I actually like this place that I'm going to? And those are the reasons why customers want to come back. It's the same thing like you go into another business. It's the same thing for you. Did they enjoy the experiences? Did they have a coupon to come back maybe? Did you give them a gift card? Were you kind to them? Did you give them, did you say like, I'll give you 30% off, and if you refer anybody, they get 30% off too? You need to get jiggy with it. You need to get strategic. You need to get tactical. You need to be a tactician, strategic, and find a way to get these customers back, because it's easier to sell to the same customers multiple times than it is to get a new customer. And then your lifetime value of that customer also raises, and then acquiring a new customer costs money. It's always going to cost bread. So how can you make more money out the same customer, provide them more service and value that they need while not having to acquire a new customer? You're making money off the same person. Cool. So do that. You need to focus on getting repeat clients right there. Next up, you can add in simple upsells. You can add in, I cannot spell. Oh my gosh. Add in simple upsells. So what are those simple upsells? That can be like, okay, after hours, it can be a simple upsell. Printing is an upsell. Scanning, courier services, traveling, of course, rush services. All of these can increase your appointment value. So that way your hourly rate is going up. These are all things that, would you put these all together, it makes you get closer and closer to that 10K until you reach it. So one thing I was telling my one of my friends way back when, like I told him like, hey, when you start making a lot of money, it's easy to run through your money fast because of something called death by 1,000 cuts. So when I first started making a lot of money, I started saying like, whoa, I'm starting to run through this money fast. Like I'm looking at my bill. I'm like, oh my gosh, I spent this much already. And when I was trying to explain it to my friend, I was telling him it's like death by 1,000 cuts. So it's just like, all right, I'm eating out a little bit more here. Okay, I'm going over here. I'm selling money to friends over here. I'm doing this. And before you know it, you're running through a lot of money. And it's the same thing with implementing all these little strategies into your business. So maybe you'll stack your appointments, right? You raise your minimum fee. You're going to add in simple upsells. That's going to be success by 1,000 cuts. You're not by 1,000 cuts, but it's going to be success by 1,000 iterations. So all these little iterations in your business is what takes you to the next level. Same thing with me. Same thing. If you start working on the same business and you get deeper into the business, you're going to see all the little strategies and things that you can fix into your business to make it work. And a lot of times, I think people think that it's the big swings that you do in business that takes you to the next level. But for us, in like our first year of business, for us to pass millions within that business, it was just a lot of little iterations. All right, tweak this, change this, change this, change this. And all those little changes is what brings the big numbers. But people think that, all right, this little change is not going to do anything. Maybe in and of itself, it might not. But that paired with 10 other things, before you know it, you're making more money than you thought was even possible. So all of those little iterations is what actually adds up to make you more money. All these little things together. That's why it's important to do all of those. Do all of these little things. That's what actually makes the difference. But anyways, I don't want to complicate it too much for you guys. Like always, this is the big picture so you can understand how everything works. If you're one of these people that are trying to make like that 5 to 10K a month in your business, or you just want to build a notary business, go ahead and click the link in the bio. And I'm not talking about just having more random jobs and just having the right system behind it. This is actually going to be strategies that you need to take you to the next level. So if you want to access that full system I use to build my 7-figure notary business, go ahead and click the free training in the description. Then I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to break it down, show you some proof, pull out some real numbers so you can see yourself, and you'll actually understand, all right, what can I do to make myself get to the next level? But like always, guys, stay blessed, peace, love, and your boy Knowledge is out. See you in the next video.